Well, by the title and thumbnail of this video, you're probably wondering what the heck is going on. Lately, I've just been seeing a lot of, I don't know, just very subjective and very targeted opinions about freeze dryers. And one of the things that has been the most disturbing for me and concerning, because I wanted to talk about it, is that people believe that certain freeze dryers are better than others. And we should bash all the other freeze dryers that other people don't like, and therefore discouraging people to not take a look at them at all. And as a YouTuber, as a person who has a platform to an audience like you, I feel that it's part of my responsibility to kind of address it head on, because sometimes I'm sure some of you are wondering, what is my opinion of these things? And you'll notice right behind me is the Harvest Right freeze dryer. This freeze dryer, as well as two others, I've had for 4 years since I started my freeze drying business back in 2020. And they have been great machines. I also own a Stay Fresh freeze dryer. I bought it last year in June, talked with Tim, who's the owner of Stay Fresh, and it has been a great machine as well. I've also done a recent interview with the owners of Blue Alpine freeze dryers. And Corey and Tim over there, Merritt, they are awesome individuals as well, building great machines, and they're here locally in Idaho. And I'm planning on going to their facility to visit them to see how they're assembling their freeze dryers and what makes them different and unique. I've also taken a look at the Cube that's produced by Prep for Life as a company. And as far as I can tell, they've got a lot of great features. They've even got a Bluetooth capability so that you can actually get on your phone and take a look to see when a cycle is done. I think all of these freeze dryers are great. There's even some new freeze dryer brands that are coming out, I believe, in 2024 and even 2025. They're just going through some quality checks and things like that. All of this aside, this is a very exciting time for freeze drying. And if you're looking to determine what type of freeze dryer you should buy, I think there's a couple of things that you should filter out all the opinions about and focus in on what you're buying the freeze dryer for. Number one is, are you buying the freeze dryer for home use? Because if you're buying it for home use, you've got all the different brands that I've mentioned to choose from. And there's multiple factors as to, for home use, what you should be driving the purchasing decision by. The second reason is, do you want to start a business using your freeze dryer? And even if you're starting out slow and you're just starting out with one freezer and you're trying to determine which one you should choose, I think you really need to factor in what the business decision and factor should be for purchasing a particular brand over another. And on this channel, I'm focused on the business side, but I try to encourage all of you that maybe have a freeze dryer for home use to maybe take a look at developing a side business with your recipes, things that you're experimenting and having fun with the freeze dryer. So what I'm gonna come at this on the Freeze Dry Business channel is at a position of, is it the right fit for your business? How does the freeze dryer hold up for longevity and the amount of cycles that you're going to be doing to try to get the most production out of your freeze dryer? And mainly I've been focusing on the brands that have home type freeze dryer setups. I haven't really focused on the industrial side. And that's a whole nother avenue that I'm planning on going to. So what you can expect from this channel is I'm going to try to remain as objective as possible about the freeze dryers that are out there. From the Harvest Right machine, to the Blue Alpine, to the Parker freeze dryers that are more for industrial, to also other brands from Europe and the cannabis industry and all different types. I'm just here, and this channel is here to bring more light to the freeze drying industry. And I don't care what brand it is. To be transparent, I am affiliates of other different types of branded freeze dryers, just like Harvest Right. So any purchase that you make from the links below my video descriptions of my videos really helps bring a kickback commission-wise back to me so that I can make more and more content, hopefully go and visit more expos and shows about freeze drying and food processing and packaging, and meet all these wonderful entrepreneurs in the freeze drying space. So I'm an affiliate of all of these. And if a freeze dryer brand says that I can't talk about or promote other freeze dryer brands, then I'm not going to be an affiliate of them either, because I want to remain as objective as possible. I want this channel to be the resource for all of you watching and wanting to follow the freeze drying space, to be a tool where you can go in and say, wow, I didn't even know that this company existed. I didn't know that this freeze dryer company existed. I didn't know that you could do this with freeze drying. That's what I want this channel to be about. and I'm not going to be swayed by any brand limiting me on focusing on the freeze drying industry space. So that's what you can expect from me. And since this is hopefully my last and final video about this topic, I'm going to give you my opinion about all the chatter that you're maybe seeing on social media, maybe different videos about these different brands of freeze dryers. Now, Harvest-Rite is the largest freeze dryer manufacturer, I think, in the whole entire world. They've got hundreds of thousands of units already out there in the country and across the world. They are the company that revolutionized and innovated the home freeze dryer. You can't take that away from them. They're the ones who created the software and all the components and parts to make sure that you could have a freeze dryer that looks like a mini fridge and put it in your garage, put it in your home. You can make a business out of it. I mean, they made a freeze dryer that was less than $10,000 that you can do 100 pounds, just released this year. So the fact that Harvest-Rite basically created all the opportunities that all these other freeze dryer brands can now start creating, it opened up the whole avenue, and it's opening up a huge industry right now for all of us to become entrepreneurs and do something really interesting with food preservation and candy and all the likes that we're all doing. So I gotta tip my hat to Harvest-Rite. You know, they are the ones who really innovated this, and you really can't take that away from them. They're the ones who led the charge. So in terms of Harvest-Rite, yeah, they've got some vacuum error issues, but those are easily fixed. I did a video with Donald from Donald's Freeze Drying channel, and he's got a fix-it for some of these vacuum issues. There's also other channels like Brian over at Live Life Simple and Retired at 40. He's got fixes for vacuum issues. But do we all just hammer down Harvest-Rite and just tell them that they're a terrible company because they have these issues? No. And I'm not going to do that, because all the freeze dryers from Harvest-Rite that I've owned, even with some of the issues, they've been helping me scale my business and have done a great job for me. So I'm going to continue to talk about Harvest-Rite. And if you're looking to start a business in freeze drying, there's really nobody else that can compete with the XL size and also the HRC 100 that can do upwards of 100 pounds of product for under $10,000. So you have to look at things objectively. And if you're going to start a business, I just can't objectively tell you that all these other brands are better than Harvest-Rite for a business standpoint, given the XL size and the HRC 100, on top of the fact that they do have a lot of support. And all the Facebook groups and the videos that you're seeing about freeze drying, a lot of them all have Harvest-Rite freeze dryers, and so the amount of support and information that you have is there. Versus the other brands, you don't really have that wide support. Now, Stay Fresh, I've had the Stay Fresh machine for about a year now. It's been a beast of a machine. And if I was going to look at something that's comparable to the Harvest-Rite medium and the large, Stay Fresh is right up there. They're all very comparable on price, and the support has been great as well. What I've really liked about the Stay Fresh is that the freeze time and also the freeze drying time has really held up very consistently compared to some of my older Harvest-Rite machines. And so I've been impressed with those, but they've all ran very comparably to the Harvest-Rite. Now, I don't own a Blue Alpine yet, but I'm hoping to get one that I can test out. And again, like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm planning on visiting the facility of Blue Alpine here this coming summer, and so I'm hoping to get a better understanding of what their freeze dryers have to offer. But as we start going down the line of all these different freeze dryers, if you're looking for anything from that large size that Harvest-Rite has down to the small, they're all very, very similar. And the factors that are changing things in their freeze dryers, it's very minute. And so if you're seeing people talk about the errors that Harvest-Rite has, vacuum errors, the heaters, whatever, it's a very small percentage of these failures and error rates that compared to all the rest of the units that they're selling out there. And for everyone that's saying, oh no, I don't want a machine that ever breaks down, you're not going to find that either. So I'd be hard pressed for someone to prove to me that Stay Fresh, the Cube, Blue Alpine, all the new ones don't fail in different areas over the long time. And Stay Fresh, Blue Alpine, a lot of these other ones that are going to be coming out with, they just don't have the longevity of 11 to 12 years that Harvest-Rite has. So over time, nobody's seen what these other freeze dryers problems might be. But right now, I'd say all of them are fairly even. And I'm not going to have this opinion that oh no, but just because you had vacuum air issues or because it failed 1 month in, that I'm just gonna bash Harvest Right. That's just not the case that I'm gonna do. So this channel is gonna remain objective about freeze drying. I'm gonna fill the gaps to bring you more and more information about freeze dryers, the manufacturers of them, the supplies, the entrepreneurs that are making unique things out of these freeze dryers. That's what you can expect from this channel. So I had to get this off my chest because I just see a lot of hate and a lot of things about Harvest Right and just, you know, don't buy this machine, don't buy that machine. And I'm not sponsored. I'm not paid by Harvest Right. Unless you buy from the affiliate link down below in the video description to help out my channel, they don't pay me to do anything. Neither do the other brands. And so I'm going to remain as objective as possible. I just know that I want to present to you the most objective way of looking at a freeze dryer for whether home use or for the business. And my kind of niche right now is for the business side of things. And there's a lot of other brands that I'm going to be promoting and talking about, including Holland Green Science. Their freeze dryers, their Zeros Micros, I did an interview with them. Now they use their freeze dryer for the cannabis side, but it has a lot of applications to candy and food. I'm going to be focusing on other freeze dryers just like them that you can take a look at. So I'm the channel that I hope that you see that's bringing to light all different types of freeze dryers and helping you kind of understand that there's more out there than just the Harvest Right. There's more out there than just Stay Fresh. And a lot of these Facebook groups, just don't get caught up in it. Don't overwhelm yourself with all the opinions of others. Just take a look at things objectively and know what you're starting a business for.